Welcome to Williams Tech Education YouTube channel designed to inform, educate and entertain you on tech-related issues. Do you have any questions, comments or inquiries? Please do well to drop them on the comment section of the channel. Subscribe to the channel Williams Tech Education, like the page, turn on the notification button, and continue to share the link among your friends. Happy listening and stay out of trouble. I love you all.
Hello my people, I bring greetings to you all. How are we all doing? I guess everything is fine wherever you are. This is still your brother Mwabweze Williams Okaogo from Williams Tech Education and Solution YouTube channel. As part of the ongoing tutorial on Jieshuo, that is commentary screen reader, I'm here again to make the second video on the topic. However, permit me to ask, how was the first video? Right. So I'm promising you that the second video is going to be more detailed and more exciting. So draw close, sit tight as we do this together. Don't forget to subscribe to Williams Tech Education and Solution YouTube channel. But if you have done so, that is fantastic. I will advise you to go ahead and share the link among our visually impaired ones for them to also gain from the knowledge. Make all your necessary comments, including your criticism, your corrections. They will all be welcomed and worked on. So let's start the journey on the second video.
Jieshuo Plus.
So this is Jieshuo Plus. I'll click it open.
Jieshuo Plus.
We are going to start on TTS settings.
TTS settings. TTS settings.
So I will click this TTS open now.
TTS settings.
Here we have the following items.
Main TTS engine.
Main TTS engine.
Secondary TTS engine.
Okay.
System TTS settings.
Okay.
iFloodec TTS settings.
Okay.
SBIG TTS settings. Check 3 custom symbol definitions.
Okay.
Custom symbol definition, word exclusions and symbol handling settings. Other settings.
So these are the things we have under TTS settings. Now I will click the first one, open.
Main TTS engine. Main TTS engine.
So let's look at the things under this main TTS engine.
Main TTS engine. Select TTS engine.
So you will agree with me on that. On the first video, we did select a single TTS engine to run on this device. So I don't think there will be any need to go into these particular settings because it will alter what we've already selected earlier. So we'll swipe to the next.
Open System TTS engine.
Open System TTS engine. Let's just run through what is there.
Text-to-speech output. Text-to-speech settings. Preferred engine Smart Voice.
I have Smart Voice as my preferred engine on this device.
Preferred engine additional settings button.
If I want to carry out some additional settings on the preferred engine, this is where I will do that.
Language use system language.
System language, still English.
Speech rate.
Speech rate.
Speech rate 15% slider.
15%. This is for system TTS engine.
Pitch. Pitch 20% slider. Play button. Reset button. Back button.
Alright, so let's do back once.
Open System TTS engine.
Let's go to the next item.
Check to use a single TTS engine. Everything will be read using the main TTS engine while this option is checked.
So it's already checked. That's what I'm using, single TTS engine.
TTS rate acceleration. This function is still in beta. It allows to accelerate the TTS engine beyond its maximum available rate. It is not guaranteed to support all TTS engines.
So I'll advise you to just leave it the way it is.
TTS rate.
TTS rates.
TTS volume.
TTS volume. So both this TTS rate and the TTS volume all have to do with decreasing or increasing the speed rate of the TTS and the volume of the TTS. You understand? If you want to reduce the volume, this is where you will do that.
TTS volume.
Then if you want to reduce the speed of the TTS
rate.
So let's move to the
TTS pitch.
So it's basically for you to pitch or reset the TTS sound in a way you would like it. So let's move to the next thing.
Checked audio ducking controls whether the volume of all other sounds is lowered while Jieshuo is speaking.
So this is your choice. If you want to check this item, you do that based on the instruction given.
Check use accessibility volume.
This one you must check this for you to have control of your volume using your volume key up and down.
Uncheck use the proximity sensor controls whether speech is stopped when the proximity sensor is approached.
So this one is also your choice.
Check stop reading when touching the screen.
This one is very important. You have to check this so that at any time you touch the screen reader will stop talking.
Check to prevent the screen from locking while speaking controls whether the screen is kept awake while Jieshuo is speaking.
You also need to check this so that, for instance, if you are reading a long article, the screen will not go off. You know what happens to Google Talkback when you are reading a very long article? Once the screen goes off, that's where you stop. So, but in this case, if you check this box, it will ensure that your screen remains on until that particular article you are reading is completed.
Main TTS engine.
So we're done with this. We have to do back once.
Back button. TTS settings.
So let's go to the next one.
Secondary TTS engine.
Secondary TTS engine. Alright, so if you have the two TTS engine running on your device, you also need to configure this secondary TTS engine. But in my own case, it's only a single TTS engine that is running. So let's move to the next item.
System TTS settings.
System TTS settings. We've done the check before.
I select TTS settings.
I select TTS settings. We don't have any business with this.
SBIG TTS settings.
Also with this because we're not using it for anything.
Checked read custom symbol definitions.
So if you solely wish, you can check this. But if you're a new user, I will advise you not to work on this at all until you fully understand all about Jieshuo.
Word exclusions and symbol handling settings.
Word exclusion and handle symbol settings. So I will also advise you just to keep away from this as a new user.
Other settings.
Let's click on other settings.
Other settings. Unchecked queue notifications.
It's already unchecked because I declined granting access to notification on this device. That's in the previous video.
Check slow down speech while in character by character browsing mode.
So you can also check this like me. I checked that.
Check bypass Bluetooth speaker headphones while generating speech.
You can also check this if you want to filter the screen reader from talking from the same music box. You can check that.
Checked pause speech while microphone is in use.
Very important, you need to check this so that you will not be having screen reader interference anytime you are making voice notes or you are using your device microphone.
Check use the enhanced accessibility volume control if the accessibility volume fluctuates frequently. You can try to enable this option.
So, in my own opinion, you need to also check this particular option. Very important.
Checked enhanced screen locking prevention mechanism. It is recommended to check this option if the other option does not work.
So, you also need to check this as well.
Unchecked read numbers as single digits.
This also is your choice.
Checked read punctuation.
Read punctuation. I actually checked it. I wouldn't know, your choice.
Checked read capital letters while typing.
It's also checked. So let's do back once.
Back button. TTS setting. Navigate up button.
So we are done with this. Let's do back once more.
Jieshuo Plus.
So guys, we are done with TTS settings. We are going over to
Feedback settings.
feedback settings.
Feedback settings.
Let me click it open.
Feedback settings.
What do we have here?
Check sound feedback.
Check sound feedback. If you check this, you'll be having this associated background noise that comes with the speech when the screen reader is talking. For instance,
Sound scheme volume.
just bim bim, some of the things you'll hear in the background. If you check that, you will be getting them.
Sound scheme volume.
This is where you can increase or reduce the volume of the sound scheme.
Sound scheme.
This is where you can select the kind of sound scheme you want.
Sound scheme manager.
Sound scheme manager.
Download more sound themes.
If you want to download more sound themes, this is where you will do that. Once your data is on, just click on this particular icon. It takes you to many sound themes.
Check haptic feedback.
Okay, you have to check this, though it's your choice.
Haptic feedback intensity.
Let's see.
Haptic feedback intensity cancel. Unchecked light.
Lights. This is lights. I didn't check it.
Checked medium.
I checked medium.
Unchecked strong.
Strong. I did not.
Unchecked strongest.
I did not also. So let's do back.
Back button. Feedback settings. Navigate up button.
So let's do back. We are done with feedback settings.
Jieshuo Plus. Operation settings.
So we are now on operation settings. Let me click it open.
Operation settings. Operation settings.
So here you have so many confusing settings to configure here. Look at the things we have here.
Gestures default settings. Manage settings related to gesture default behaviors and options.
The second one.
Gesture scheme default.
Third one.
Gesture scheme settings default. Gesture scheme description. Gesture scheme manager. Per application, gesture scheme allows to select gaming mode settings, navigation settings, clicking settings, shortcut keys setting, heart scheme settings, heart's fingerprint reader gestures, heart scheme settings.
So in all
items
these,
from 1
let's
to
start.
13 items in total.
Let's start from the first one.
Gestures default settings manage. Gestures default
I'm
settings.
clicking it open. Here we have the following.
Default navigation gesture style global basic granularity navigation 2. Swipe down up to switch between navigation types in all views, and swipe right left to move within the selected type.
So I'll come back to this.
Customize web page element navigation. Default. Headings, links, buttons, landmarks,
So
text
this is the
boxes,
second option
focusable
here.
elements, controls, images, customize standard view element
This is
navigation. Chart checked. Remember the selected navigation type when changing windows.
So now let's do the first one first.
Default navigation gesture style global
I'll click
basic
this in
granularity
open.
navigation.
We have a lot of gesture style here. How you would want to be swiping on your screen.
Unchecked default. Swipe down up to move the focus, and right left to perform shortcut gestures.
This is the first one.
Unchecked web view basic granularity navigation. Swipe right left to switch navigation type in web views, and down up to move within the selected type.
So for the sake of time, I have to go straight to what I have, which is swiping from left to right and right to left option.
Check global basic granularity navigate. Check global basic granularity navigation 2. Swipe down up to switch between navigation types in all views, and swipe right left to move within the selected type.
So this is what I have. These enable you to swipe from left to right or right to left. Okay. So I'll do back once. Once you've checked this, I think it's second to the last on the entire item on this particular category settings. So I'll do back once.
Back button. Customize web page element navigation.
So
Default.
here,
Headings. Links.
let me
buttons,
click it open.
Customize web page element navigation. Cancel OK.
So here you have so many gestures to select from here. based on how you want your screen reader to function for you.
Check default.
Here is default.
Checked headings.
I check these ones.
Check links. Check buttons. Check landmark. Check text box. Check focusable element. Checked controls. Check images. Check checkbox. Checked combo box. Check forms. Checked lists. Check list items. Check scrolling mode. Checked views. Checked characters.
So for instance, if you check this character,
checked characters,
it enables you to read by character, like A, B, C. You have a word, you want to spell it. If you swipe to this point, all you'll be doing will be on character. Then look at this again.
Checked words.
You want to read by words, you check this.
Checked sentences.
You want to read by sentences, you check this.
Checked paragraphs.
You want to be reading by paragraph, you check this.
Checked pages.
The same thing with this.
Checked copying mode.
If you want to copy anything at all, just activate this by checking it. It enables you to copy anything you want to from anywhere on your screen. You don't need to sustain your finger on the item and try to look for where copy is. Just get to this, activate it, and just swipe right to copy.
Check media volume.
Media volume. You can also control your media volume from your screen when you check this.
Check TTS rate.
The same thing with this.
Unchecked OCR and translation.
I don't want to check this because it consumes a lot of battery.
Unchecked screen areas.
I don't want to also check this, but you can also check it if you like them.
Cancel button. OK
you
button.
Click OK.
Gestures default settings.
You go to the next.
Customize standard view
So you
element
open
navigation.
this.
Customize standard view element
It's just
navigation.
the same
Cancel
thing we
OK.
did from the previous settings.
Check default.
Select the ones you want and click OK.
Checked labels.
Look at the things
Check
here.
buttons. Check text box. Check images. Check.
So once you are done with what you want to select, you just scroll down to OK and click on that OK key.
Cancel button. OK button.
Click on OK.
Checked. Remember the selected navigation type when changing windows.
So you need to check this particular item for all you've done above to work perfectly.
Shortcut gesture settings.
Shortcut gesture. Let's just open it and see what is there.
Shortcut gesture. Checked. Use the shortcut gestures to quickly navigate and lists. This option allows for convenient navigation between items while bypassing buttons or controls related to them. By default, shortcut gestures are performed through right and left swipes or down and up swipes, based on the navigation gesture style used.
So it's checked. You can check it. If you don't like that idea, you can leave it unchecked.
Checked. Enable universal call control.
You check this if it's not checked by default.
Check. Use shortcut gestures to answer and end calls on the incoming call screen.
So if you like this, you check it as well.
Check. Use shortcut gestures to move the cursor in text boxes.
For me, I check this. Very important when you are writing.
Check. Use shortcut gestures to adjust sliders.
You can also check this.
Check. Use shortcut gestures to scroll in lists.
You can also check this.
Check. Use shortcut gestures to click the OK cancel button in dialog boxes.
So on and so forth. There are a lot of them here you can choose from, depending on what you want. After that, you click back.
Back button. Gestures defaults. Shortcut gesture settings. Uncheck. Use multi-finger gestures.
Here, you can also open this to play around it. If you like it, you do all the necessary checks, select the ones you want, and move on. But if you don't want it, just for you to have an idea of what is in it.
Uncheck. Use edge gestures controls whether the edge gestures are enabled. Edge gestures are swipes performed from the very left or right edge of the screen with either one or two fingers.
So I didn't check this and I don't want to check it, but you can check it if you solely wish.
Edge gesture settings. Uncheck. Use multi-part gestures.
I didn't check it also.
Multi-part gesture. Check. Disable custom gestures in character by character browsing mode.
So these ones, if you don't know much about commentary screen reader, please don't go into altering any information already set here.
Check. Use the enhanced selection mode.
You can check this if you wish.
Gestures default settings.
We are done with this. We do back.
Back button. Operation settings. Fingerprint reader gestures.
So you can still check this fingerprint if you have a fingerprint device. Click it
Fingerprint
open.
reader gestures.
So look at the things here.
Checked use fingerprint reader gestures controls whether fingerprint reader gestures are recognized by the screen reader. Please note that this option works only on Android 8 and above, and that it works only when the fingerprint reader is placed at the back of the phone.
So it works only when the fingerprint is placed on the back of your phone. So let's see other things there.
Left swipe go back.
Okay.
Right swipe direct click. Up swipe previous focusable element.
You can only have all these things work for you when your fingerprint is placed at the back of your device. So let's do back once.
Back button. Operation setting. Fingerprint reader gestures.
So let's see other settings here.
Other settings.
Let me click it open.
Other settings. Shake action settings no command.
Okay.
Shake sensitivity 20.
Okay.
Unchecked allow answering an incoming call with a shake.
So for those who would like to answer calls or incoming calls by just the shaking of the device or phone, can check this particular option. Okay. We'll do back once.
Back button. Operation settings. Navigate up button.
So we are done with everything about operation settings. We navigate up.
Jieshuo plus.
We go to the next.
Reading settings. Reading settings.
We click it open.
Reading settings.
Here we have the following.
Dynamic alert reading settings. List reading settings. Label reading settings. Dynamic content reading settings. Chat messages auto reading settings. Screen state reading settings. Caller announcement settings. Character explanation settings. Content filtering settings. Custom label and alias settings.
So these are the things we have here.
Dynamic alert reading
Click
settings.
it open just to have an overview of what is here.
Dynamic alert. Unchecked read usage hints controls whether various useful hints related to the currently focused item are read or not.
So it's unchecked from the previous video when we are doing the basic setup.
Unchecked read relationship between elements in the node browsing mode controls whether the relationship data between elements is read in the node browsing mode. The information read consists of number of child elements the current node has, plus some additional node-specific information.
So it's also not checked.
Checked read volume when changing controls whether the new volume is being read automatically when the volume is changed.
So I don't want it to be announcing volume rates when I'm increasing or decreasing the volume.
Checked read the whole window up on window change.
So you have to check this if you like it.
Checked key echo.
Key echo, you have to check this.
Dynamic alert reading settings.
Let's do back once.
Back button. Reading settings. List reading settings.
Now list reading settings. I click it open.
List reading settings.
These are the things we have here.
Checked allow reading of element indexes and display range in lists controls whether the index and visible range of items can be spoken while navigating lists.
It's checked.
Checked read the index of the currently focused list item while scrolling a list.
It's checked.
Unchecked read the list items index controls whether the index of the currently focused list item is read while navigating the list.
It's not checked because I don't want all the items on the screen to be numbered 1, 2, 3. If you check it, every item on your screen will be numbered.
Checked read list display range while scrolling controls whether the visual display range of the list is read automatically when scrolling commands are used.
So it's checked.
Checked read all visible content of the list when scrolling using the commands.
It's checked as well.
Checked key current list position while scrolling automatically lock the last touched list item while scrolling.
It's also checked. So let's do back once.
Back button. Reading settings.
The
List
next
reading
one.
settings. Label reading settings.
Let me click it open.
Label reading settings.
So what we have here,
Check speak the element type of current focus specifies if the element type of the item under the focus is announced.
so it's important to check these things.
Checked. Read web page control type controls whether all types of controls are announced on web pages. If the
Although
option is off,
it's your
only
choice.
the most important control types like links, headings and buttons are read. Checked read unlabeled controls. Controls whether the element's ID is read if it has no label.
Okay.
Checked read up. Index when the control has no label. Controls whether the index of the control is read when it has neither a label nor ID. Please note that this option works even when the index reading is turned off. Checked read allow the input hints for text boxes.
You can also check this one as well.
Checked read the state of the focused item first.
You can also check this.
Label reading settings.
So these are the options we have on these settings. We navigate out of this.
Back button. Reading settings. Label reading settings.
The next one now.
Dynamic content reading settings.
Guys, why I'm just taking this very slow, calm and easy is for some of us to really understand how this thing works. Okay, I'll click this open.
Dynamic content reading settings.
Dynamic content reading settings.
Dynamic content reading settings. Checked automatically read the value of the progress bar. Controls whether changes to the currently focused progress bar are read automatically.
So for me it's checked because I wouldn't want the phone to be silent when I'm expecting a progress report on something I am either downloading or installing.
Checked automatically read changes in the currently focused item. Controls whether changes in the currently focused item are read automatically.
Okay, it's checked.
Check speak window name.
It's checked.
Unchecked automatically read changes in the current window. Controls whether changes in the current window are automatically read.
You can also check this if you wish. I'll click back. We're done with that.
Back button. Reading settings. Chat messages auto reading settings.
I'll click it open.
Chat messages auto reading settings. Unchecked automatically read incoming chat messages. Controls whether incoming messages and chatting apps such as QQ or WeChat are automatically read. List of chat apps. Automatic reading is not supported in all. Automatic message reading blacklist. Chat messages auto reading settings.
So I will click back once.
Back button. Reading settings. Chat messages auto reading settings.
So let's go to the next item.
Screen state reading settings.
Okay, I'll click it open.
Screen state reading settings.
Look at what we have here.
Unchecked speak screen lock state when screen is unlocked. Time reading format system default.
Okay.
Checked always read battery status.
You check this to always get your battery status.
Unchecked read unread notifications count. Notification access needs to be granted.
Anything notification on this device using Jieshuo is unchecked. So let's go to the next item.
Unchecked speak screen lock state when screen is locked.
So both the first item here.
Unchecked speak screen lock state when screen is unlocked.
When it is unlocked and when it is locked, I don't want them to be announced to me. Screen locked, screen unlocked. I don't want getting such notification anytime the screen goes off or is turned on. So I uncheck them. You can also do that as well if you solely wish. It's your choice. So let's do back.
Back button. Reading settings. Screen state reading settings.
Let's go to the next item.
Caller announcement settings.
Caller announcement settings.
Caller announcement settings.
Here we have the following.
Checked read the caller's ID. Controls whether the caller's
Very
name
important.
and number are being read automatically on an incoming call.
You check it. If it's not checked,
Repeat the caller ID for 5.
repeat caller IDs depending the number of times you want.
Unchecked use ringtone volume for speaking. Controls whether the ringtone volume should be used for reading the incoming call screen.
You can check this if you wish.
Unchecked. Speak the duration of the finished phone call. Controls whether the duration of the call is automatically read when the call is finished. This function requires the permission to read call logs.
I uncheck this. You can check it if you like to be getting that information after every call.
Caller announcement settings.
We'll do back once.
Back button. Reading settings. Character explanation settings.
Character explanation settings. Let's just see what is there.
Character explanation settings.
The first one.
Checked read the text first when explaining.
Okay, it's checked.
Unchecked read the index of a Latin letter. Unchecked read capital letters.
You can check this your.
Unchecked read letters with examples. Papa, Bravo.
You can check these things.
Character explanation settings.
It's all about your choice. Do back once.
Back button. Reading settings.
The next item.
Content filtering settings.
Content filtering settings. We'll click it
Content
open.
filtering settings. Content blacklist. Enabling this option might help fixing errors related to adding custom labels.
We'll go to the next.
Check filter unwanted controls.
Check controlling the whatever you want to do here.
Content blacklist. Enabling this option might help fixing errors related to adding custom labels.
So just go through it and check the ones you don't want.
Check filter unwanted controls.
Okay.
Check filter images on web pages. Controls whether images that don't contain the alternative descriptions should be filtered.
I checked them.
Check strict web content filter. Controls whether the non-Chinese content should be filtered out while browsing web pages.
I also did on this.
Content filtering settings.
We click back now.
Reading settings. Custom label and alias settings.
We leave this one the way it is for now.
Navigate up button.
Navigate up. So guys, we are done with reading settings and all options in it. I hope you are understanding something from this tutorial. Let's do back ones.
Back button. Jieshuo plus. Reading settings.
So we're going to continue from
Notification reading settings.
notification reading settings. Wow. We've come to the end of this tutorial on Jieshuo part 2 video. I believe you enjoyed it. Right, so if you did, kindly subscribe to my channel, Williams Tech Education and Solution YouTube channel. Like the page and share the link among our visually impaired friends and colleagues so that they will also benefit from this knowledge. Don't forget to drop your comments on the comment section of the box. Whatever it is, we'll welcome it and work on that. Until we come your way in the next video, which is also the last in the series, stay out of trouble. I love you all. Williams Mwabweze Okaogo is my name. Signing off. Very interesting. I've been fully entertained, informed, and educated. I don't know about you. If we did, then catch us up on the next audio for the next section of this class. Please ensure that your next neighbor benefits from this.
Turn on the
Notification
button. Like it
our
up.
pages and
Subscribe to our channel.
channels.
Williams Tech Education.
We'll keep entertaining you and giving you the best. Happy listening. Stay out of trouble, and I love you all.